Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm not doing too well, so I'm not even gonna put camera on because it'll look quite dreadful, and this video is going to be fairly short and I'm gonna try and go over it and explain it as quickly as possible. Right, so this is going to be guide for Carina Challenge Volume 3 Helmut's Heir in Eternity of Pain Acceptance. Obviously, as always, I basically listed all the available champions that you can bring in for these challenges, as well as left space for you to work with. Now, the path that I took was the path on the left side, and I made it look a lot more painful than it should have been. I really didn't play it well. I do think that the plan is pretty much the same, about as good of a plan as you can make. Obviously, with this challenge, you can do a 2-in-1 run as well, combine it with the mutant run. I personally didn't do it. I don't know if that's the best approach, but I will discuss and explain that in a bit as well. But ultimately, I think the easiest approach for this challenge is to bring in obviously your Hercules for your section 1. But in this case, Hercules isn't even that important. You really just need somebody that can deal with Overseer. So instead of Hercules, you can bring in somebody like Nick Fury or what have you. So first fight goes to Dormammu. So Juggernaut can solo that fight quite handedly, largely by spamming heavy attacks, knocking Juggernaut down, staggering Footloose node, and just being leveling happily ever after. Against Bishop, you can use a Hercules, or you can also use Juggernaut or Ghost. All of those champions work just fine there. Against Crossbones, Ghost works tremendously well if you are running Resonate Mastery. If you're not running Resonate Mastery, then probably you want to use Hercules. And then we have, I'm probably going to write this Resonate. Or Hercules. There you go. And then for Overseer, as I said, that's the main fight that I brought in Hercules for. Just nuke it down. Then swap out Hercules for Crossbones. To be honest, Crossbones isn't really that needed because most of the fights are going to be done in between Juggernaut and Ghost. And Craven, Juggernaut works quite well against Craven. If you can stagger his buffs as he gains them, then it's going to be easier to push Craven to 2 bars of power. Obviously, you cannot take any hits in block or you're going to get disorient. Alternatively, you can also use Ghost for this fight as well, or Crossbones, really. But I'm just going to, yeah, we're going to leave it as Ghost, Crossbones, whatever you feel more confident with. Against Scorpion, I definitely recommend using Ghost because you can shut down their weight. If you do get any poisons placed on you by blocking like level 1, that will increase your damage output, and it's kind of like fairly safe fight there. Against Icarus, you want to use Juggernaut. You want to again utilize your stagger mechanic to keep nullifying his energized buffs to get to level 3, and then when Icarus starts throwing his special attacks, you will not lose your Gem of Sitarak. You will still remain unstoppable, and you can just build back up to level 3s basically that way. And against Penny, it's pretty much kind of like a team revamp thing. Alternatively, here are the suggestions for the left side, should you wish to do so. Majority of the fights with Hercules in section 1, where Juggernaut has to be awakened for this fight. You do need to have that awakened ability. And yeah, then you can use Juggernaut to deal with Warlock, swap out Hercules for Crossbones, and then go Crossbones against MODOK, Crossbones Ghost against Blade, Juggernaut or Crossbones against Terrax, and Juggernaut against Dragonman. And as I said, you can do 2 runs in 1, basically running exclusively Juggernaut. That will mean that you do the Band of Mutants plus Helmut's Heir in 1 run. Again, I'm not entirely sure whether that is the best approach because Band of Mutants is arguably the easiest challenge if you do run it like with a proper team. So it's up to you. Some people will like it, some people won't, but this is basically what you want to do for it. Bring in Juggernaut and a lower copy of and a Hercules, then just use Juggernaut for Dormammu, Hercules for the rest of the first 3 fights, swap out Herc for a lower star level Juggernaut, and just push through with Juggernaut through the rest of these fights. And here are potential options that I suggest could be possible to do these fights. Now, some of these are better than others. And again, even though Helmut's Heir has quite a lot of champions listed as potential options, obviously there's Abomination, Agent Venom, Deadpool, Electro, stuff like that, Rhino, champions that you probably won't use. So I also took the liberty of highlighting the more important champions in color green, which are the ones that you want to look at. But that's pretty much it for this one. My head's killing me. And yeah, as always, link in the video description. I have 2 more objectives guides to make. I will try to make them tomorrow. But meanwhile, I hope you guys are having a better day than I am, and I will catch you guys soon. See ya.
Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next